Shoei Baro is a supporting character in the Blue Lock. Baro is an arrogant and selfish forward who strives for the top of the field every time. Blue Lock was his first home. He was a member Team X during first selection, and tied for the top scorer in the designated stratum. Baro was ranked among the best Blue Lock players after the Blue Lock 11 played the Japan U20. Baro is a king, and he views himself as such. Baro initially saw all other players on the field as secondary roles and moved for his goals. He was the main actor on stage. Baro is driven to play his own soccer but doesn't really enjoy it. Baro is driven by his desire to confront others who play soccer, to use his goals and drag them off the main stage and replace them. Baro believes that this gives him a sense of fulfillment. Baro is a player who refuses the ball, and when he loses possession, he tries to take the ball back or steal the goal. Baro took a more evil approach to his philosophy after his symbolic loss to Asagi. If it means taking back his position, he is willing to take on the role of a villain. Baro was not only able to accept defeat and ask Asagi about his soccer goals. Baro was clearly upset after he failed to make the Blue Lock 11 roster, despite Asagi making it. Since then, he has been more focused and waiting his turn. Baro still displays his rude and critical demeanor when he is finally substituted for the Japan U20. Baro, in keeping with his obsessive personality, is meticulous when it comes controlling his environment. Baro maintains order within his environment by organizing and cleaning out his Blue Lock home. He also gets angry at anyone who doesn't. This extends to his bath area, and how people behave in it. Baro is also obsessed with his training. He is meticulous and stoic. To maintain his strength, he does a rigorous routine of exercise. Full forwards are strikers who have great technical abilities, clinical finishing, and physical strength. They can fulfill multiple roles. They are able to work with others and create opportunities for themselves, as well as finish team moves and keep the ball up. Because of their versatility, these players can be free to play however they want, with no strict tactical instructions. Baro's physical strength allows him to hold the ball up and challenge other players. Baro's quickness and agility allows him to create opportunities for himself by dribbling. He is a skilled shooter and can devour his teammates with his villainous style. Honori Taeri stated that Baro is one of the most physically fit players in Blue Lock. He also has one of Japan's best shooting techniques. Baro often has the freedom to eat and play as he pleases on the field. This was evident during the second selection. Ego also told Baro to ignore the team's plan, and instead focus on Asagi against Japan U20. Baro is best known for his powerful, precise shot from the middle of goal. Baro is almost certain to score within the 29-meter mark. He can hit the top right corner with remarkable accuracy. Baro's accuracy may drop sharply if he is outside this area. This shot was taken directly from kickoff, but it was saved. He also demonstrated that he could change the goal of the shot to the top left corner. However, this results in a decrease on accuracy. He also took this shot while he was too far from the end of his range, and it hit the post. Charging skill. Baro is able to make space for his shots by charging through the opponent's defense, and into a range that allows him to fire his middle shot. His charging abilities are enhanced by his multiple attributes and techniques. Baro was able to charge through two iron wall quartet while holding them back to steal a goal. Superior physicality. Baro is a forward in Blue Lock with a strong, muscular physique. He uses this advantage to drive the ball down the field and mark players to defend. Baro is a remarkable player. According to Asagi, he works out regularly before practice and maintains a strong physique. He can use his physicality to make space for opposing players, and even manages to get through a bunch of players holding the ball. Heel flip. Baro defeats the opponent's defense by flipping the ball up and over them, and then recovering it on its landing. This is a demonstration of strong technical skill. Nutmeg. Baro has shown the ability to nutmeg at least two people in rapid succession to break through their defense. Flow, as defined by Ego, refers to the state of total immersion, or being in the zone. It's a mental state where a person is completely immersed in an activity, with a feeling that they are fully engaged in the activity, have energized focus and full participation. as well as enjoying the experience. Baro briefly entered the flow condition during the second selection. He was forced to adapt his philosophy and was pushed to the limit. This was when he displayed his most sinister soccer style. He charged through 3 players while eating asagi to score the winning goal. His most remarkable goal was when he rushed through 2 defenders and held them back while standing on one knee to score the surprise goal. Villainous soccer. Baro's selfish and unpredictable style of play involves him devouring his teammates to achieve his goal. Baro will seek out opportunities to steal the ball from his teammates to exploit their position and devour them. Baro can also observe the team's play and disrupt it, which he did in the U20 match. Baro's playing style was developed when he had to adapt to Asagi's demands. Baro's style is completely unpredictable on the field and makes it difficult for him to predict his movements. This ability is so powerful that it can be overcome by any opponent who has a greater knowledge of football than you do. It also circumvents all the conventional wisdom about the sport. Chop feint, a technique in which a player uses his off foot to protect the ball and their other foot to knock the ball in the opposite direction, effectively misdirecting an opponent. This skill is often used by Baro to enhance his charging abilities and keep his opponent guessing about which direction he will dribble. Lightning dribble. Baro can perform a mazy, difficult-to-stop dribble using chop feints and continuous rebounds. Baro also showed the ability to use his opponents as screens to pass through opponents. This is a testimony to the villainous football he played. Slide shot. Baro maneuvers into a position to intercept a pass. He uses his physical strength and supports himself on one knee, while simultaneously supporting himself with his legs. While he was doing this, he managed to score while keeping both Mirakudere Kazamaniu at bay. Quotes of Baro Shoei Blue Lock. A striker that chokes in front of the goal is not a striker. There is already one true king on the field. In your mediocre dreams, I decide what I do. I live the life I want and win the way I want. This is my imperial philosophy. He used me to achieve his goal. He used me. You call me a retard. You will be slaughtered. I am the king of this field.